Hey, bud.
He's so sweet.
He's a sweet boy. He always has been. Such a good critter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. Last night that I said that today would be our day of cleaning, essentially. It's not even really a day of cleaning. It's a day of unpacking because we still have, as you can see behind me, lots and lots of boxes. And it's not just in here. In our bedroom, we've still got a lot of unboxing to do. Mal has got boxes in her studio closet that needs desperately to be addressed. And in this room, certainly. Yeah, there's stuff in here too. So today we are taking off. And I put off in quotation marks because we're not like chilling out and watching movies. We're going to be spending the day unpacking because we've lived here a month and there's still so much to do. So we're just going to get started and see how far we get. I'm hoping to accomplish a great deal of stuff today. We got up pretty early. Mal had to, well, it's not behind me anymore. Mal had to varnish her Bioshock painting, and the paintings are always good. And then after they're varnished, they're just like, they explode off of the canvas. They're really beautiful. And that's something that is kind of hard to capture in anything other than in person. So like whoever, like when you buy one of Mal's paintings, or any painting that's, varnished, it's just incredible how much better it looks in person.
There's videos of people varnishing, like that restoration video I watched. Like if he does it, you can see, and then he paints it on, and it just comes to life.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Anyway, all right, we're gonna get started on stuff and cross our fingers that we get a lot done. Give me the bean juice. I desire the bean juice so badly. I'm tired. I know the last clip was us loading the car with cardboard, and I knew it was going to be a physically exhausting day because we had to do a lot of stuff and we had to do it outside, and it's July in Myrtle Beach, so it's like hot. But we didn't get a super full night's rest because we get up a little early, and it's just been a few things that have been like, oh man, I'm really tired, so I'm having a cup of coffee. We're not through with the day yet. It's like 8 o'clock or 8:30. We have really pedaled to the metal as much as we could, and there's a lot of stuff we're going to show. But first, we have to get a little bit more done. So I'm taking a small break to have a coffee, and then I'll show you what our end of the day spoils are for our very productive day off. What is the name of that game again?
Trauma Center.
Trauma Center. That's it. Trauma Center. Mal found her. I almost said 3DS. Wait, that is the 3DS. No, that's just the normal DS.
This is the normal DS.
It's the DS Lite, is what it is. Mal found her DS Lite while we were finishing unpacking, and has been enjoying it a little bit, kind of remembering what it was like, because when you've played the Switch for the last year, and you go from the Switch to the DS Lite, you're like, oh, wow. Resolution, man, is different. There's still great games on the DS. It'd be cool if they could figure out a way to bring them to the Switch. I guess it'd be kind of difficult. There's not two screens on the Switch. Like, you have handheld and you have the TV, but it's only when it's docked. You only have one Well, maybe they could do it where you like turn it sideways. No, that wouldn't work for the buttons. Well, I guess those DS games will just have to stay on the DS. But yeah, there's a lot of good games in the library. Anyway, so we finished as much as we're going to do today. It's now 1 a.m, and I wanted to show you guys exactly what we did because it was a lot. First things first, we got rid of all of the recycling. We took all the recycling that we needed to take because we had a big thing of plastic, glass, and whatever the other one is. What's the other one?
Cardboard?
What else goes in the plastic and glass one? Some other thing.
Oh.
It's
metal?
Is it metal? Aluminum? Commingle?
Yeah, we commingle.
Anyway, and then also the cardboard. So we had a ton of that stuff. And took all that. We had a sizable amount of stuff that we needed to just take to the Goodwill because we didn't have a spot for it. We hadn't used it in a long time. And we're like, we'll just get rid of this because we've always talked about having like a theoretical yard sale, and it just never pans out. And then we end up holding on to stuff for sometimes years because there was stuff at the old house that we hadn't used in like a while, and we put it in the garage, and then when we moved out, we still had that stuff. So it's one of those things like eventually you're like, how much am I really going to get for this at the yard sale? Basically, next to nothing. So I'm just gonna donate it. So we took some stuff to Goodwill. And the other thing is when we were unpacking stuff today, a lot of the containers that our stuff was in belonged to Lindsay and a few to Dan because we actually borrowed their stuff when we moved. And it's not like they've been hurting for it, but they are going to have all that back. Anyway, all right, so let me show you exactly what I did because I'm pretty proud of everything that we accomplished today. So there are systems hooked up now. The PS2, the Wii U, that's the secondary Wii U, the extra one. The analog, the Mega SG, and that's just a pair of binoculars. And then also the NES Classic, Super NES Classic, and then of course the PlayStation Classic, which has got great games on it. The Switch was already hooked up. So we got all those. They're not all hooked up, but they're all hooked up to power. One of the great things about this TV is that it was really cheap. That's cool. The bad thing is that it only has 3 HDMI ports. That's bad. So we got the Switch hooked up to one, the Apple TV to another, and then the third one is now just a theoretical one that you just hook into whatever device you want to use. And they all use HDMI, even the PS2 actually, because we have a special adapter for that. So they all use HDMI. You just plug up whatever one you want. So we took care of that.
My shelf?
I was going to show your shelf, yeah. Okay. I can show it now. Mal wanted a shelf in her office, in her studio. So when we come over here, now she's got this beautiful shelf. She did all this herself. She needed me to help like hold it while she did something, and then I walked away, and like 5 or 10 minutes later, this was all done and on the wall. And I was like, holy crap. So that's done. She also put a bunch of paintings up, which is pretty nice. That's one thing we haven't done yet, is because the last thing you're going to do when you're moving in is put up art. And we're getting to the point we can start doing that, which is exciting. We're still not done with this room. We have some plans for the dining room, and they're going to take a little while to figure out. But all these boxes behind me, like all the Tupperware and stuff, like that's all Lindsay's, and it's emptied, which is exciting. There's only one that's not, and it's like full of video games. That's the one major thing we didn't get around to doing today, is that we have a bunch of primarily like Genesis and Super Nintendo and some NES stuff that's going to go out here. We just haven't done it yet because it's going to be kind of a big operation. But that's okay. We also cleaned the kitchen, and we installed some stuff that needed to be installed. Mao actually took care of all of these wires up here. So we have, and she actually kind of did this the other day, but she got it a little bit better today. So now we have some light in the corner, because otherwise it's really dark. Finally put our toaster oven up. The kitchen did not have a paper towel holder in it, so Mao installed that, so that's done. Honestly, Mao took care of a lot of the stuff in the kitchen today. Oh, another thing that we did which was one of the reasons why Mal took care of a lot of this stuff while I was doing something else, is that I shredded just a bunch of old, I don't know, crap that needed to be shredded, because there was, when we moved into our old house, we had a shredder, a paper shredder, and we kept it in the closet, and anytime we needed to shred something, we went into that room, into the closet, and just put it next to the shredder. And then we never shredded anything. Over the course of the 3 years or 3.5 years or whatever that we lived there, we didn't shred anything. We just put stuff next to it to shred. And we had even had some stuff there that was even older than that from the apartment that needed shredded, and it just sat there next to the shredder. So today, I went on a shredding spree, and I shredded a ton of stuff from the last 4 years, and even stuff dating back to 2012. That's how much stuff there was to shred. So I finally did it, because when we moved, we shoved all of the stuff that needed to be shredded into a garbage bag and shoved it in the corner of the dining room. And when we were going through stuff today, I was like, I gotta deal with this. I have to do this. So Mal worked on some stuff, and I sat here and went through it to make sure we, either needed it or didn't need it, and shredded it. And man, that feels good. That's the weirdest baggage. There's things that take up physical space, but then there's things that take up physical space to a degree, but a lot of mental space. And that bag took up mental space, and it was really nice to finally get rid of it. Hi, bud. You can come up here. Come here. You can come up here. Come here. Good boy. Hi, pal.
Good kid.
He's a good kid. Trying to think what else we did, Mal. We
cleaned out Roomba. Well, we didn't have to clean out Roomba.
Well, we finally ran Roomba. We cleaned him out a little bit. There was a few things we had to do there. We got that situated. We cleaned out some of the boxes in the bedroom, because there's still some boxes that are in the bedroom on the floor. We got rid of quite a few of those. At this point, the only things that we really, really have to do are the dining room needs curtains. We have to do that. And again, there's games that are going in the shelf behind me, and we need to do that. And we also need to organize the board games and stuff, because they're not really organized. That's about it. That's really it. The other day, we took a lot of time to work on the upstairs, the office, and that looks good. Mal's studio is looking good. We really need to do this. We really needed an entire day to work on things, but it really lifts your spirits. It really does. I feel like I can breathe. I think it was bothering me in a way I didn't even realize. And to see everything look a lot more normal is nice. Now the next step for me to make it feel really great is getting all of the Tupperware and boxes out of here that belong to Lindsay. And next time we see her, we'll give her the stuff, and then we'll get a bunch of space back, because we won't have that stuff on the floor. So yeah, it's been a work in progress, but it's happening. It feels good. And I know it's late, 1 a.m. is late, but we had been getting in bed a lot later, and we're getting ready to go to bed, so it's we'll get some extra sleep tonight too. So things are looking up, fortunately. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?